Yo, what's good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy HB. I'm back at it again with the baddest podcast ever. I said it, man. It is the baddest podcast ever. But, this time we just locked into season 2, episode 1. I know, I know. I was gone too long. Some of you guys actually believe that I forgot about you guys. I abandoned you guys. I abandoned my mission. That mission, pretty much when I'm out here grinding, getting information, reading, studying, watching, left, right, everywhere. But I haven't abandoned you guys. Not at all. If I did, who's going to bring you that unfiltered information you rely on, huh? But luckily for you all, it's all in your head. Because your boy is back, badder than ever. Yeah. You thought I was too bad last year? Or 2 years ago? Nah, this year I'm badder than ever. Way out there. Unfiltered, straight truth. So, tonight, I'm not holding back. There's no point. Like I said, I'm here to tell you the truth. Whether anyone else gonna tell you or not, but I'm here for you. I'm gonna make sure I let you know everything you need to know. Because if I don't, I'll feel like I'm not doing my mission. I'm not doing my job. And I gotta make sure it's get done. So, like I said, I'm not holding back. We talking truth. No sugarcoating, no filters, no fake news. Just straight up raw truth. We're talking about something real. Why some men cheat, and trust me, not every cheater's the same. And not every man cheat. Because Haitian men don't cheat, for the most part. There's levels to this cheating shit. And I'm breaking down the 3 types of cheating and the 3 type of male cheaters, to be more specific. There's like, to me personally, based on my research and information and people that I've known, things that I've seen, you could literally break it down to 3 type of men cheaters out here in this world. You got the one who cheats because his woman ain't giving him what he needs emotionally, sexually, so he steps out just to survive. Let's just say his wife doesn't like to give head, and he really is interested in getting head. He might actually want to know how that feels like, or he might actually love it, but his wife's just not doing what she needs to do. So what forces him to go out there and find someone that loves giving head? So whether it's a good thing or not, but that's the first one, right? He's not getting what he needs from his wife or girlfriend, emotionally or sexually, so he steps out just to survive. Then you got the one who's addicted to that nut, period. Doesn't matter if it's a man, woman, ugly, fine, or even it's just left hand or the right hand. It's irrelevant. That person just addicted to that feeling. That straight, natural feeling of coming. Like, legit. That's all he care about. It's all about that feeling. And then the last one, or the third one, there's an impulsive guy. He's just chill, relaxed. He's not a cheater. He don't think about it. He don't even look like other girls. Till the right one shows up at the wrong time, then he got triggered. Then he's interested. Then he really, really wants to try this shit out. He really want to try something new. And those are the 3 type of cheaters. You're going to go ahead and go more in depth. I'm not here to try to offend nobody. That's not what I'm here for. Not at all. But if you're triggered about this, if you're triggered from this conversation or this topic, then I might be talking to you. Or I might be talking about you. But let's go ahead and get this started. So let's get into it. Alright. So the first type is the coping cheater. This guy cheats because he feels sexually or emotionally neglected at home. He may actually love his girlfriend or wife, but justifies cheating as a survival mechanism. Some dudes cheat not because they actually want to cheat, but because they need to feel wanted. And he love his girlfriend and he love his wife, his partner. But for some reason, she's not giving him what he wants. She's not touching him, not talking to him, and even that warmth love, that warm hug. He's not even getting that. She's actually acting cold. I mean, some of you girls know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not speaking for every woman. Don't get upset. I'm talking specifically a few girls who actually fit that criteria. I mean, some of you guys could be cold. Some of you guys just locked out that coochie like it was never ours, even though we deep dive in that thing. Don't know how. Is that really justifiable? Nah. But then again, if you're unhappy at home, you're not getting what you want, verbalize it and make sure she knows about it. Like, for example, my last relationship with my son's mother, my baby mother, there's things that she wasn't doing. And we came from having sex like a lot, like several times a week to 2 times a week to 0 times a month. Of course, anything could have happened. That's not important. But the most important part is I let her know, like, hey, if we ain't fucking, man, I'm out here doing me. It doesn't mean I don't want to be with you. It doesn't mean I don't want my family. It doesn't mean I don't love my son. But I'm a man. There's some needs that I got. I don't want to be out here just feeling like I'm just doing you wrong. But it's just me telling you. So, yeah. So, like I said, it doesn't mean it's justified, but I could see why. But first thing first, it's not cheating if she knows. That's like I said, Haitian don't cheat. It's not cheating if she knows. Does emotional starvation lead to betrayal? Of course, that's a part of it. Like I said, he probably wants to get ahead. He's not getting it. Probably want to have sex, not getting it. So of course, it could lead to betrayal. A lot. Real life examples, like I said, is like my story. And of course, some of you guys may actually experiencing that. Who knows? Hope you guys not. That's what it is. Can this guy be saved with a communication? Other ways? Yes, he can. I mean, the way I see it is because he's not getting what he wanted. So now, if he was getting satisfied, being happy at home, then he probably wouldn't have to worry. Or she probably wouldn't have to worry about him cheating. So yeah. So with that being said, this guy can be saved. If your girl stops touching you, are you wrong for finding it somewhere else? If you stop touching your man, is it wrong for him to find it somewhere else? I don't know. You tell me. So the second type of cheater is called a pleasure addict. This one's all about sensation. It's not about who, it's what about. It's all about how he feels. This man, he's not loyal to nothing. But one thing is that nut. He's loyal to cumming. Only nut. That means he doesn't care if he's married to a beautiful woman that gives him everything. It doesn't matter to him. It doesn't matter if he found a girl that really loves him. All he cares about is self-satisfaction. He's pretty much focusing on himself. Just straight nut. And this kind of guy, man, women, cute, old, young, ugly, oral, solo. And when I mean solo, I'm talking about left hand or right hand. Irrelevant. That man is all about that nut. And he doesn't care how he gets it. She could be ugly, it could be a man, hopefully no weird shit, you know, young and legal, perhaps 18, 19, 20. He doesn't really care. He's just trying to catch that nut. To give you an example, you probably say someone like Didi. I'm not saying Didi to disrespect the man's name, but I'm saying Didi because that's the most common person that I could think about. As you already know, he had sex with Carl Winslow from Family Matter. That was that old man that died, the police guy. He had sex with Professor Ogilvy, the guy from Park. What was it called? Parker's, yeah, Parker with Monique and stuff like that. Monique Parker, where he was a professor. I know he had sex with Meek Mill. That's crazy for me. Meek Mill to me was a gangster. Like, hold on, wait a minute. You thought I was finished? But yeah, man, he had the best national anthem. I'm not judging him. I'm not judging him. I'm not judging anyone who's gay. If you know me very well, you know, hey, I welcome all. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I'm respectful, and I got friends and people that I know too that's gay. So yeah, so I'm not judging, but I do have a problem with anyone who's gay but yet hiding it and claiming that you're not. But to get back to the topic, Diddy will be a nice example of someone who just cares about the nut. He doesn't care how he has it. Freak off for freak off with women, Cassie, men, McMill, it doesn't matter. He just sensitive to that nut. He just want that nut. He just want to catch that nut. Ugly, pretty, girl, King, Oprah Winfrey, it doesn't matter. He just want to catch that nut. He just chases that release. That's not love. And honestly, that's addiction. Things like this is related to porn addiction. Not speaking on Diddy himself, but then again, you could say Diddy as well. Some guys actually have unlimited access to pussy, like women, like Spanish, Haitian, black, white, Dominican, Brazilian, Middle Eastern. They continue just fucking with no love and no emotion, or just having sex, 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 sex. They just fucking and nutting, fucking and nutting, fucking and nutting. And it gets to a point where they just get desensitized, like too much access to pussy with no love, too much access to sex, with no desire beyond that. They get desensitized. They just get to the point where like having sex is not enough for them. Like seeing the pussy right in front of them doesn't get them hard. And that's the same thing with porn as well. If you're constantly watching porn, you jacking off, constantly jacking off. You're watching that porn, you get desensitized. Get to the point where seeing pussy in real life doesn't get you hard anymore. And even porn, like watching porn doesn't get you hard anymore. You get to the point where you have to watch that specific, like, the girl with her ass up, touching her toes, with a corn cob in her mouth, with a whip behind her head. I don't know, whatever the fuck weird shit they into. The little Asian girls called Suyan jumping around with tiger hidden dragon, flipping over, pussy up. I don't know, whatever it is. They always look for that specific thing that getting them off. So back to the whole like celebrities, ball players, or people like Diddy, when they have access to pussy like this, they end up like getting desensitized to the point where they just want head, right? They start off with head. Okay, getting head, that's the head shit, right? Oh, no, that's how I look like when my bitch giving me head. But yeah, so they end up getting head, and then to the point where they don't get hard from getting head from women anymore. So they actually end up having their women fuck other men. So they end up getting interested in watching men fucking women, their women specifically, and they get off of watching niggas fucking and pounding and pounding and pounding, going deep, deep into their girls. I don't know how they into this shit, but I'm not. But yeah, that's what they into. So yeah, so it starts like it gets to that. And from there they want to get involved. They like to watch, sometimes they like to get head from the men that's fucking their women. Or to the point where they participating, to the point where they're bending these niggas over or these men over. That's how it starts. I'm not calling them gay, but the definition of gay to me, besides the English dictionary, gay meaning happiness and to be happy, but the street version or the normal version or the most common version or definition of gay is any nigga who put their dick in the asshole is gay. So he may not think he's gay, he may think he's bi or whatever, but that nigga gay. But the point is, that's how someone gets addicted to that cum. Or that's that second type of, cheater. The man who's literally just a pleasure seeker, the one who's sexually active and addicted to just coming. It's too much porn or too many accessible women. They got no loyalty. Like I said, just lust. Even self pleasure counts, like masturbation. Whatever they can get their feeling from, that's what they want. The psychological and the compulsive pleasure seeking person, that's how he releases serotonin and dopamine from his brain. Is this behavior I'm be honest with you, if this behavior tied to like deeper trauma or unchecked desires? Trauma, yeah. I mean, could have been a victim or he could have been touched and no one believed him, so he's continuously taking that on other people, or like people like geeks or nerds that was in high school who never got no ass or no pussy, who always had that unchecked desire, who always seen the baddest bitch in high school, the baddest bitch in college, or people in real life they just couldn't get or couldn't bag, and then they just have that image in their head. Then when they finally get a chance to release or fuck a girl, they just want to keep fucking and they don't care. They just want something. They just want something to get rid of that itch, that je ne sais quoi, that taste. They got that taste for something. It's kind of like how you want to drink passion fruit, right? Like the Welch's passion fruit juice, right? Like the one that's sell in Publix. You want to drink it so much, but you can't get it. You can't buy it. I mean, it's out of stock. They want to get rid of that taste. That taste, they want to get rid of it. They go get that water. It ain't working. They go get that lemonade. It ain't working. They go get that fruit punch, Tropicana juice, whatever it is to get rid of that taste. And that's what that person is. That kind of person that chase pleasure or was, unchecked or deprived from sex. They always had that one girl in mind they was in love with, they wanted to get that feeling out of, and they just can't get it out, so they end up fucking and fucking and fucking and fucking and fucking to get to the nut her out of the system. And there's guys who do that. There's guys who are actually in love with a girl they can't get, and then they end up having sex with multiple women to try to nut that one woman out of their system. Like that one woman that you really want. You feel like she's like a nut that's stuck there that you just trying to get out. But hey, it happens. Some people just take that to next level and it become like a compulsive, it become like a mental illness in a way, to the point where they just don't give a fuck who they fucking to nut that bitch out of their system or to get that nut. It could be not a man, animal. Some people are like that. Some states, bestiality, sexuality, some shit. I don't remember, but it's out there. Google it. They could actually be trying to get it from like I say, same sex, get head from a man or a woman, or masturbation to, whatever the case is. They just want to catch that nut, and it could be deeper than trauma. I mean, is it love for sex that's leading him to do that? Or an addiction to the feeling of coming? I think it's the addiction for the feeling of coming. It has nothing to do with love of sex. So yes, that's the second type of cheaters out there. Gotta be careful with that one. That one seems a little bit dangerous too. The last one, the third one, of course, is called an impulsive itch cheater, right? He's usually faithful. I'm talking about this man, don't cheat. Like a Haitian man, don't cheat. He don't look at other women. Just great. Go straight to work, school, family. That's all he cares about. He's usually faithful until the stars align and temptation is nearby. And he cheats when the moment actually feels perfect. I know it sounds kind of cool and sweet the way I said it, but it's still wrong. But the point is that that kind of guy just is trying to be as faithful as possible, and he'll be faithful until that one moment, maybe when he's out of town or business trip, and he had no intention of cheating. Like that was out of his head, and he meet this girl, like she just looked good. Man. I'm talking about like the skin is so beautiful, brown chocolate, whatever it is. But yeah, with that being said, that guy, he has no intention to cheat. He's strictly focused on his business, but for some reason, he's seen that beautiful chocolate, like caramel, whatever it is, big booty, small ass, slim waist, whatever it is that he's into. That one girl that his wife is currently not, his girlfriend is currently not, but he has no intention of leaving his girlfriend. So that's the reason why that shit happens, like in a trip somewhere far away from the city where he's from. He'll be faithful until that one moment. Maybe, like I said, he's out, and he's a little bit lit or a little high, and bam, she walks in. It's tight, straight to the T. And that itch comes fast, like a shot of lightning. And he don't think. It's just his dick just took over. Are these men's worse because they could be faithful, but instead they choose not to because of simple impulse control? Does that mean he has a bad character? Does that mean like he's an evil man because he's out here fucking with his wife and claim that, oh, it's just once in a while, it's not all the time? Does it make him better because, he regrets it at the end? He regrets it at the end, or is he the type of guy who said, oops, shit, I fucked up, oh well, Like I said, does he regret as a follow-up, or is it a oops, I fucked up, Based on that, that's how you can determine if it's still a bad cheater or not. But either way, cheaters are cheaters. You can never be a good cheater. So that's pretty much it. Like, there's no justification. Is cheating once just because is cheating once better than cheating regularly multiple times? I wouldn't know. I'm not a cheater. So I want you guys to share your opinion. Which type do you think is the most dangerous one? Have you ever been cheated before, or are you a cheater? Have you ever been cheated by any one of those three types before? And yeah, I'm hoping that you guys are able to tell the difference between the coping, the addict, and the impulsive. Those are three types of cheaters. And if you heard something, or actually yourself was a former cheater, current cheater, and you have something to share, you got stories or anything like that, I would like to be, I would like to feature that in my next episode. And like I said, I would like to see your opinion. Are you able to identify which cheater is cheating on you? Are you able to identify which cheater you are specifically? Is there cues or any, like any other, like, was there any tells I could actually tell you which cheaters are you dealing with? I'm not a cheater. I wouldn't know how to answer these things for you guys, nor I've been dealing with cheaters because I try not to deal with certain type of women in my life. But I'm not saying it doesn't mean that I've never been cheated on. And if I have, I'm glad they were able to hide that shit very well. So with that being said, guys, this is the three type of cheaters, like I mentioned to you before. We got the coping, we got the impulsive, and we got the one guy who just, like I said, he's just an addict, So maybe it's time to check yourself or check your man. Next time, I'm flipping the mic. What about female cheaters? Next episode, like I said, I'm flipping the script. We talking about the woman who may be or may not be cheaters. Maybe you or may not be you. Who knows? So follow, share, and if you're brave, drop your story. I might just feature it. Until next time, stay real, stay bad.